The Witcher 4 announcement has got me pretty excited, so I guess it's finally time for me to finish the books, reinstall Witcher 3, continue to pretend like the Netflix series doesn't exist, and tell you about this brand new Witcher-inspired quest mod. Today, we're taking a look at Bark and Bite from Nimwraith, a mod author who has made countless narratively focused Skyrim mods, many of which giving you in-depth conversations with brand new characters, and often giving you a couple different endings to choose from. Bark and Bite revolves around a talking tree, learning of its origins and seeing how the player's sense of morality and justice might affect this magical construct. The tree itself has a brand new unique model to help it stand out, and the mod is fully voiced by Elizabeth Plant and Meek Voice, who you'll likely have heard many times in other Skyrim mods at this point. Bark and Bite has no requirements, and it can be played on an existing save. To get started, you can head directly to the tree in the Rift, which can be found just above Redwater Den, or you can find a new Wabbajack totem just outside of Shore's Stone. And for the sake of the Witcher 4 announcement, I also opted to install a Ciri armor mod for this, just for the aesthetic, you know? Links for both this and Bark and Bite can be found in the description below. Okay, the totem is a little bit more obvious than I thought it would be. I was wondering if it was going to be hard to find. Nope, not at all. Read a warning. Started Bark and Bite. To those who walk the Rift's forest, I beg of you stay clear of that damn tree. Only madness and grief await those who gaze upon its bark. And get your hand away from its mouth, because it also tends to bite. Alright, so there we go. So we're just gonna walk on over and, knock on some wood. There it is, I see it. Oh, can I see the face on it? Am I seeing a face on the tree all the way from back here? I think so. And it does come with a map marker as well. Here we go. Cursed tree discovered. There's multiple faces. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3. Hello? Oh, here we go. Activate tree.
Here. You're not here by chance, are you?
Nope, the very opposite. I was warned not to come here at all. What are you?
Release us!
Ooh.
Let us wet our fangs with blood! Let them feel our fury!
Cease your cries, Ivor. There is no freedom. We are beyond salvation. Let us endure what we have earned.
I like the one voice, I don't like the other voice. Or at least I trust the one voice, I don't trust the other one. What's going on?
Ignore them. They're lost to their madness. My mind is not muddied by such emotions. I seek only what is fair. Now, I have answers, but you must be willing to hear them.
Fine. Speak.
I'm not alone in this husk. There are others, and each of our voices fights to be heard.
Which head am I talking
Besides
to?
our differences, we are one being. Simply thrust into this body by the Mad Prince.
Sheogorath did this to you? That would explain the totem.
You're saying, damn him! Stuck in here with...
Silence, Ivar! Don't fall victim to his tricks. We're cursed, bound into this tree by the foul challenge he offered to our lord.
Who's your lord?
Hercene, lord of the hunt and patron of our kind. When we walked this plane, we were his most loyal followers, capable of carrying out the greatest of hunts.
I see, so you were werewolves once? I kinda see that from Ivar, yeah.
Have these woods truly forgotten our presence? We once ruled this land. All who lived in the forest bowed down to our might. Free us, stranger, and I shall remind them of our wrath once again!
His madness has blinded him as does his thirst for blood. Those that walk these woods deserve their peace, as we deserve our punishment. It is better they do not remember us, to have forgotten who we once were.
Can I learn of the challenge now?
Of course. Listen closely. The trickster had learned of our prowess in the hunt, and desired to prove his servants superior. He challenged Hersine, told us to find his follower, Frija Fleetfoot, within a day. Our dear lord had faith in our abilities, and accepted the wager. We began to search the forest. We had picked up her scent, but not even Ivar could track her down.
But you couldn't find her?
Her trail went cold. Not a sign of her anywhere.
Ah, that scheming bastard! This was no hunt, it was a damn mockery!
By midnight we had found no sign of our mark, and soon both Hersine and the Mad Prince stood before us.
And what did Sheogorth do?
He laughed and he laughed! Oh, that bastard didn't care about the wager, just wanted to see us suffer! When his cackling stopped, he...
A rabbit appeared on his shoulder. He claimed that was his dear Frija Fleetfoot.
Of course.
Hersine didn't even look at us. He knew what was to happen. We gazed at the Mad Prince once more, and then all went black.
So you were tricked? Seems fair to me you couldn't find Sheogorth's follower. No, they were tricked. Granted, Hersine wasn't losing anything. He bet something that, well, they were his followers to give, but still. He had nothing to lose in the end when you think about it.
Aye, that bastard cheated us out of our freedom. Our dear lord was...
If Hersine wished for our freedom, he would have claimed it by now. He has not forsaken us. He has judged us to rot in this eternal.
Shut your damn mouth! Eternal, you say? Not if they have the spine to free us.
How can I free you?
What they ask of you, pay no mind. Their solution shall bring only more ruin. Let us remain here, where our sins rest with us. When we walked this world, we left naught but blood and bone in our wake. To roam free once again, I shudder at the thought.
Shudder all you like. We're wolves for Hersine's sake. We must run free. Have our thirst for blood sated.
I'll be leaving then. I'm waiting. I'm not sure what I'm waiting for, but I'll say I'm waiting.
Frija Fleetfoot, the rabbit. She's the key to our freedom. We've spied her in the forest. She's still around. Fulfilling the trickster's challenge and killing that. Only then will we be free.
I see. Where can I find her?
Damn you, Eric! You know we don't deserve this! Freedom brings naught but bloodshed! You've seen it before!
Stranger, hear her words. She speaks the truth.
Don't! Just north of here.
That's where you'll find her.
Kill that little rodent. Free us from this torment.
Why does only one of you wish to remain here? How long have you been here for? What's it like being a tree?
Stop with your questions. Kill the rabbit. Let us.
Our minds are fused.
I'm just mocking them really when you think about it.
For dominance with no winner. We're stuck in a state of limbo. In between life and death. That is why we must be free. To reclaim the luxuries that have been stolen from us.
How long have you been here?
Perhaps years, perhaps decades. The memories of our presence were hard forgotten. And yet, they seem to have faded from all who walk these woods.
Why does only one of you wish to remain here?
Only I see the truth. Hersine has judged us, left us to rot. He knows our crimes, and has forced us to suffer for absolution. Eric cannot see this. He is blinded by the temptation of freedom, believing he has earned it. And I, he is stricken with madness. The work of the trickster, or his bestial nature, I do not know.
Well, I'll go find her. I'll return soon.
Don't act out of blind trust. Hear the words.
Are we gonna find a talking rabbit? Which I guess wouldn't really be too crazy after talking to a tree. But still, just, I'm looking forward to everything talking to me today. Hey, can you talk? No. Damn. Now, one thing that this quest immediately made me think of is a herald from Fallout 3. And that makes me wonder if I could just set the tree on fire and kill it that way. It's a magic tree, but still a tree, still made out of wood. I wonder if that is a possibility. Don't mind me just scaling down the mountain to hunt a single solitary rabbit. There she is. Oh, little rabbit, it's gonna rain. You're gonna be caught out in the rain. Don't catch a cold now,
You're after
please.
me. I know you are.
No. Are you Frija Fleetfoot?
You've been speaking with them. I saw it. I see all who visit the tree.
No.
How are they? The wolves.
Slightly ravenous. They're fine.
You're telling fibs now. I've heard their cries.
Damn.
I always hear them howling for freedom. My dear lord's wager made them mighty upset, poor pups. I know what they want from me. I'm no fool, and nor are you. You wish to hear what little Fleetfoot has to say, don't ya?
Well, I do. Yeah, I'll let you speak.
So you're not a fool. I guess right.
Well.
Listen, and I'll tell you how little old Fleetfoot cursed those big mongrels. Eric spoke of my mighty lord's bed, didn't he? He always does. Never says why it came to be, though. When those hounds walked these woods, they were brutal. Killed anything that moved. Human or animal didn't matter to them. Left only the dead in their wake. Didn't even hunt for food, just for sport.
I'm gonna stay silent. You keep going.
They fed off the terror that spread through the woods. People were too afraid to walk the roads alone. Soon they grew bolder, began attacking merchants and caravans. Wasn't long before they found our little village and did as they always did. Murdered. Errol, Karen, Inga, Anne. I watched them be slaughtered by them bloody mongrels.
I'm sorry. Were they your family?
I watched it all. But they still couldn't catch little Fleetfoot.
But I could.
I waited until they left and prayed to whatever would listen. Only one did. My mighty lord.
Sheogorath.
Yes, he promised them eternal suffering if only I'd swear my life to him.
Yeah, how you feeling about
I
that?
couldn't refuse, and so he granted me this body, and soon after made the wager.
Do you still serve your lord? Aren't you also suffering in this rabbit body?
No, so long as the dogs are stuck in those roots, I don't mind a bit. Little Fleetfoot gets to watch the forest and watch them suffer. One day I might escape this form, but my lord has his plans. I need not concern myself when that may be.
So, if I kill you, the wolves are free?
Aye. But you're no fool. You know that they have to suffer. Eric, Bjorn, and Ivar. All of them.
Do you still serve your lord?
I swore an oath. Little Fleetfoot is not the type to betray such a promise.
Not sure how you would betray him.
My lord still has his plans for me. My only purpose is to follow them.
Well, I'm just gonna quickly save. Just because I want to see both endings. Oh, and that does redirect me to the very beginning of the conversation, though. So I just have to very quickly go through that again. Well, I want her to live. She doesn't deserve to die for this, no.
Thank you. Little Fleetfoot will be there when you tell them the news. Don't you worry.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, she gets to join me for that. Alright. That I like. But that's the thing. They were werewolves. They terrorized the countryside. They were killing humans and animals and everything. Why would I let them go? There's 3 of them in there. One of them kind of seeks atonement. The other 2 do not. I feel like it's pretty clear that if I free them, they're just gonna go back to being werewolves, you know? Wait, is that an axe in there? I didn't even notice the axe before. Okay, that's kind of cool. And we got a hand. One second, I just want to look at the tree. Yeah. Because that's more of kind of like a skull, well, human skull type face, wolf, and like a full wolf. Okay.
To return here, you bloody... Hersine, save us!
I know what you all did. You deserve this.
You've made the right choice. This is the only way forward. Freedom would have only brought blood and suffering. Yet, even I fear what awaits us. You're happy, are you, Bjorn? Look what you've done. Trapped us for eternity.
You were already trapped for eternity.
What have you done?
You've damned us. You know this. Just leave.
Is she here? Okay. She's probably just watching. She's probably just waiting. Read. Oh, is this from her? How they suffer. Poor pups. Yep. That is, that's her. Great penmanship for a rabbit. I know she's a magic rabbit, but still, man. Great penmanship. Okay, can't activate the tree again. And can't burn it. Alright, short and sweet. Would have definitely been interesting if we could burn it. Maybe that's just me. Either way, let me see the other ending. Let me see how it goes, you know, if I kill her. Short, sweet, and to me, pretty enjoyable overall. I'm sorry, Frija. I'm just after your lucky charms.
Yeah.
Oh, and just mid-conversation. Oh. I'm not gonna take her meat. No. That would be weird. That I'm drawing a line there. I'll kill her, but I won't eat her. Oh no, I immediately could hear the werewolf sound even when the scream is still fading in from black. Frija is dead.
I can't thank you enough, truly. It's been... Oh, Hersey knows how long since we've been free. Ivar and Bjorn have already left. Ivar off to hunt, and Bjorn... I'm not so sure.
It's no issue. Enjoy your freedom.
Before I go hunt once again, I must ask. You surely heard her tale. Why did you free us?
Everyone deserves a second chance. You've paid for your crimes enough. I didn't listen to what she had to say. No one deserves that punishment. You deserve your freedom. You've changed. I can tell. in theory, I usually believe that people deserve a second chance. I am kind of worried about that, though.
Aye. Thank you for your kindness. I have changed. That I can promise. Now, I must leave you and sate my hunger for the hunt. Thank you for all you've done.
Completed, bark, and bite. And off he goes. Oh, a little bit of an invisible wall around the remains of the tree. I'd like to see that maybe cleaned up. Also, because the tree stump is floating a little bit. So that's a minor thing. That's something that, you know, could just stand to be cleaned up slightly. I always enjoy these kinds of mods. They're short, sweet, and easy to drop into your game in order to get some more stories out of a full playthrough. I think this does a pretty good job at trying to capture the kinda ethical choices that you're forced to make in something like The Witcher 3. Although, to me, it felt like a much safer bet to leave the werewolves stuck in the tree, as I feel like I didn't necessarily have enough reason to trust all of them to not revert to their more primal nature. The mod page mentions that each ending comes with its own consequences. Freeing them, I would imagine, leads to more werewolf-related deaths, but I feel like the consequences of listening to Frija Fleetfoot and leaving the wolves trapped isn't necessarily an obvious one. Maybe it's that the tree is cut down or burned later on, but I didn't see anything in my game even after waiting for some time. I do think it would have been interesting to see some dialogue options specifically for werewolf players, as I was playing on a character that still had the beast blood. Whether it meant you could sympathize more with them, or even tell them that you understand just how dangerous they could be. And I think that having an option to just straight up burn down the tree could have made for an interesting third ending of sorts. But part of that is me just thinking back to Harold and the Oasis from Fallout 3. The voice acting was excellent, and I especially loved the sound effects that you could hear for each character. It made them feel much more magical and more cursed, hearing these little echoes and hints of other voices in the background. There were some slight hard ends to the sound effects, and I think that could maybe be solved with having a fade out at the end of each line. The tree model was great, and there was a lot of detail here to help make it stand out. The three faces protruding from its surface, the tufts of fur, an axe stuck in the side of it, and further up, you could even see a couple bodies that are grown into its branches. Having a unique model for this was super important. You definitely wouldn't have gotten the same impact had this just been a vanilla tree. At this point, I've played a few of Nimwraith's mods, and they always do a great job at creating fun, interesting characters and scenarios. Their quests are character and story focused, something that I really enjoy. And this comes not as a criticism of their mods, but rather as something I'd love to see from them in the future, as I would really like to see Nimwraith try their hand at a more traditional quest mod. I'm talking along the lines of having a quest giver who tells us to go to a dungeon, either to retrieve an heirloom, kill a nemesis, you know, Skyrim stuff. Whether that means taking this new character as a temporary companion, or even having a chance to hear their enemies' side of things. I would love to see what they could do in a more adventure-ish story. But either way, I'm still always happy to play their mods as is. Think of this more so as wishful thinking, just because of how much I enjoy their characters. But that's gonna be all for today. As always, thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, check out the Patreon or the YouTube memberships, both of which get access to my official Discord server. I recently started giving YouTube members early access to videos, so they can watch them the moment they're uploaded and ready to go, which is usually just by an extra day or two, but it's another way of trying to say thank you for the support. And I'm planning on doing the early access uploads for Patreon members starting in January. And of course, make sure to stop by the streams at twitch.tv/0periodproductions. I am gonna warn you guys in advance that there might not be as many streams in January due to a lot of travel that I have. But I'm not expecting there to be any shortage in YouTube videos for the month, even if I won't be home as often. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.